Our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, cleaning up and digging out. Winter Storm Jonas leaving behind an impressive record-breaking mess across the Northeast. We're taking a look at the numbers. Plus, we have updates on what's happening now from the hardest hit cities.
And while the Northeast cleans up, we've got snow to talk about for the Northern Plains. We're going to track and time it all. Plus, how much more white stuff you could see before it's all said and done. Our in-depth coverage starts right now on Weather Center Live. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace. We begin with the massive dig out that's taking place across portions of the Northeast.
Reagan Medji joining us from New York, where an interesting situation is playing out this morning. Reagan, some parts of the city plowed last night. Others were not, and it seems like there's a little bit of conflict in New York about that right now.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, so we'll start with the fact that Mayor Bill de Blasio, the New York City mayor, he is holding a press conference right now as we speak, just talking about, overall what happened with this city in terms of snow removal. Right now, he says he's happy with a lot of it, and we'll show you why. We have the sidewalks here. We're in Central Park in New York City, and then we have the roads, and you can see even bicyclists can get through. We're also dealing with a big dig out and a big melt. So you've got all of this and people trying to dodge what we like to affectionately call Lake Weather Channel or Lake Reagan at this point. So, you have the melt. That is melting can't go down the storm drains because you've got all the snow just covering all the drains. Now, the issue is in Queens. Okay, so imagine all of this snow on your car. Imagine a lot of this snow that has been plowed isn't really plowed. Now, I know that we have video. I don't know if we can show that video of Queens on our station right now, but Mayor Bill de Blasio is saying that he's had several reports through Twitter, through Facebook, saying the streets weren't plowed as well. Now, put this in your mind here. So it's New York City, you got Manhattan, that's done right here. Now you have Queens. It's the largest in terms of land size and the most populated. So that borough, they were working as hard as they could, about 2,500 plows on the streets throughout all of the boroughs, just removing the snow. But now in Queens, some of those secondary roads haven't been plowed at all. And, so you have people that can't even get out of their homes, get out of their streets. Those that have been plowed, he says that there are cars that are underneath big piles of snow, much like this. Don't dig them out. It's already hard to even go through this snow because now that it's melting and it's getting warmer, people are digging out and they're throwing the snow on the road. He says don't do that because at this point, we're trying to make sure that we get the plows through the roads. If you add snow onto the roads, plows have now more work to do. They already have a lot of work to do because there are streets that haven't been plowed. In addition, there are emergency vehicles that need to get down those roads. So he says, I am suspending alternate side parking, which is what they do for street cleaning here in the city. So he says, for the rest of the week, you don't have to move your car, so I'm not going to ticket you. Then why move it? Obviously, there might be emergencies that you will need to move it. So when you look at the roads and you look at the streets and you look at everything and the sidewalks, here in Manhattan, we're doing good, but Queens is really the focal point. During his press conference, he's going to be talking about a lot of things. I listened in on an earlier interview from one of the affiliates in New York. He said, we're also learning about this. Now, he believes that this is, quote, the age of extreme weather in our world. So he says we can expect more of this happening. And he says, the best thing that I'm learning is that you get your crews in place and prepare for the worst. That's, he says, overall here, what we did, but Queens, we have a lot more work to do there. Guys, back to you.
All right, Reagan, thanks so much. And yeah, we've been following some studies here at the Weather Channel that have said exactly that believe it or not, the frequency and the strength of these East Coast winter storms has been increasing over the past decade or so.
All right, so let's talk about this thing because it was no doubt about it a pretty massive system.
Yeah.
As we recap, going back to Thursday now, we started to see it developing snow across parts of the Mid-South and working up through the Ohio Valley and getting into the Mid-Atlantic on Friday.
Yeah, this is where it really took hold with these mesoscale bands that set up right over the I-95 corridor. Just gargantuan amounts of snow for so many people, right? 2 to 3 feet, not just in one location, which would be a hallmark of a big storm, but over almost everybody. It was just an impressive go.
Yeah, pretty indeed. So here we are. This was last Friday, dealing with 17.6% covered in snow here. But look at the massive increase, as you mentioned, a huge area that was impacted by this system.
Yeah, I can't remember a storm. Maybe Blizzard of 96 got close for how many people and how many states had over 2 feet of snow. Look at this. All of these states, shaded in blue, had at least one report of more than 2 feet of snow. Some of those reports were over 40 inches of snowfall.
I mean, that's like Sierra kind of snow,
yeah,
or lake effect kind of snow, but this was taking place in a hugely populated area. D.C., 29.3 inches there at Dulles. Pretty much the same at Baltimore, with Philadelphia picking up about 22 inches.
Yeah, and you know, we warned people of that extreme cutoff scenario where the lower amounts near the coast were even going to be impressive, 10 to 12 to 15 inches. But then you go to the north side in Pennsylvania, from over 30 inches to almost nothing in about a 50-mile radius. So this was a fascinating storm with a lot of states in their top 5 snows.
Yeah, including our nation's capital. Well, Jonas definitely leaving that mark there in D.C.
Yeah, here are some of the scenes from the area as the big dig out begins.
How about some of this snow removal taking place at Dulles Airport? This was on Saturday here. I mean, I tell you, these guys worked overtime to get the runways clear. They got a season's worth of snowfall, basically, from this one storm.
Yeah, a day and a half and a whole season's worth of snow, and just gargantuan amounts of snow being blown through those snow blowers. I wish I had one of those for my driveway when I used to live back in New Jersey. That thing was awesome. And you know, there is a fun side to the storm. This little Frenchie struggling through the snow in D.C. doesn't seem to mind it all that much. A little snow swimming for the pup there.
Yeah, we love the animals and the weather all going together. Here's another one. How about these deer? This was in the D.C. area in Cleveland Park. Looks like they were off to the races.
Yeah, frolicking through the snow makes us want to go play in the snow. And you know what, the panda at the zoo had a pretty good time too.
This was my favorite, no doubt. He had a good time.
Back support. If you need it, you know it. Introducing CopperFit Back Pro, the ultimate compression garment for maximum lower back muscle support.
I played 20 years in the National Football League. No one took a beating like I did. As soon as I put on CopperFit, I could feel the support. Oh, yeah, this feels good.
Designed to provide everyday support, comfort, and relief for lower back muscles.
As soon as I put it on, I felt an immediate change. The support was amazing.
I'll put it on and almost instantly it just makes it go away. It's like magic.
I'm more mobile. I get to move around better. I feel like I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want, as fast as I want.
Keeps all those muscles back there relaxed.
I've had more energy. My kids can't keep up with me now.
High-performance compression fabric infused with powerful odor-reducing copper.
Hey, I pushed this belt to the max, and it's performed at the highest level. I put it through everything but getting hit. Oh, no, you don't. And it passed the test. Oh, man, I still got it. It feels great, you know. I'm able to do all the things I've done before. Where was this when I was playing in the National Football League?
A slick, form-fit design for greater mobility creates a perfect fit for any size body.
I was a little skeptical, but once I put it on and wore it, then I saw the results.
When you can't do the things that you imagine, it starts to get frustrating and depressing, and now this is giving me a new confidence.
Call 1-800-435-8994 or on the web at copperfitback.com. For only $19.99, you'll receive one lightweight back belt form fit for your size and comfort. Order right now, and your shipping is free.
There's no reason to torture yourself. Put the product on, give it a try, you're going to feel better.
Look, if you want the power to stay active, then you want CopperFit.
Experience the relief of compression support. Feel the power of CopperFit Back. Call 1-800-435-8994.
Blizzard of 1978, the one moment that made me a weather geek. I mean, I just loved weather. I remember that night hearing all the warnings. Oh, blizzard coming, a lot of snow, blah, blah, blah. Looking at my front window, nothing. Go to bed, wake up the next morning, poof, talking close to 2 feet of snow. Wow. I was hooked ever since.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. today. Considerable cloudiness. High 69. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low 64. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When the going gets tough, the tough keep pulling.
All new episodes of Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Yeah! Attention users of the blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered uncontrolled bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking one of these drugs, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call us right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of these drugs may be to blame for your internal bleeding. You deserve to be paid for what you've been through. Call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of Pradaxa have agreed to pay $650 million in settlements. If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were injured, call us right now.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 1-800-796-9100. That's 1-800-796-9100. 1-800-796-9100.
Welcome back as we take a live look at Minneapolis. Now, we've got a bit of snow to talk about, something that we haven't done too much, though, of this month. Only 3.3 inches so far this January. But as we take a look at things here for us so far for the season also, not just for the month of January, for the season we're running behind. Seasonal snowfall to date, just a little under 18 inches. Average snowfall to date, a little over 31 inches, so running behind. We're not going to add a whole lot there in the Twin Cities. Just a little bit is expected there for us. A little bit more as you work your way east into parts of Wisconsin, UP of Michigan. But there are some light snow showers showing up on the radar right now. Northwest of Minneapolis, a few snow showers as well, working through South Dakota and into Nebraska. We'll see a little bit of this try to clip you there in and around Omaha with this storm system here. Now, the thing about it is there's just not a whole lot of moisture for it to work with, and it's moving fairly quickly as well, zipping through the Great Lakes and eventually into eastern parts of Canada by tomorrow. But there'll be some chillier air, at least in its wake. So here's today's forecast. There's some of the snow showers, again, generally going to be on the lighter end of things, maybe a little bit heavier northeast Iowa, working into Wisconsin as we move through the rest of today and into tonight. And you see the rain and snow mix. Chicago, you may get into that. So northern Illinois, western portions of lower Michigan seeing some of that rain and snow mixing in. Then by tomorrow, shifting things a little bit farther east. We'll have to watch out. Heads up here, parts of New York State, down into Pennsylvania for the potential for some freezing rain in those locales. So here's the snowfall forecast. As I mentioned, we're talking about a blockbuster system by any means. I mean, this is peanuts compared to what we just dealt with there with Winter Storm Jonas. Most areas here are going to be dealing with less than an inch. 3 to 5 inches in a few pockets. There may be Green Bay getting into that, and then working, as I mentioned, into the UP of Michigan, a few spots getting into that 3 to 5 inch range. So we do have some winter weather advisories that are in place. Some of the spots that may pick up a little bit of snow, Omaha, Rochester, up towards the Green Bay area. So heads up there. Any kind of snow, of course, could lead to some issues on the road. So just slow it down. Mark?
And, you know, you mentioned Jonas on the East Coast. How about this view? This is in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Saturday. 31.9 inches of snow. Allentown's all-time biggest snowstorm on record, topping the blizzard of 1996, the blizzard of 96, which was the benchmark for this area. It also beat the blizzard of 1983, which, if you've been in town long enough, you still talk about that one too. So Jonas will be added to that small but potent list. The southern end of our storm also brought snow to Nashville Friday night in a quick burst, right from really into the commute time Friday, then continuing 8 inches of snow from Winter Storm Jonas. You can see cars stuck in the roads there. It was icy. It was Nashville's snowiest day in 13 years, and a lot of that started off for the morning commute and then continued through the day. And then look at this. Heavy snow ripped the facade off a shopping center 45 miles southwest of Washington, D.C. The Stafford County, Virginia fire chief said that 5 feet of blowing snow collected on the awning across the front of the building, and that weight caused that entire wall to peel away from the building and collapse. It's easy to think that, you know, it's light and fluffy and fun to play in and it doesn't weigh that much, but when you add too much snow in one spot, you can have real significant weight added onto a building. Let's talk about a house, and let's pretend that this house, maybe it's a flat roof even, and the snow can't slide down and leave. If it's a 1,000-foot home and it's 5 pounds of snow per cubic foot, and then you have 2.5 feet up there, that's already starting to add up to a lot. How about putting 50 refrigerators on top of your roof? And then instead of 2.5 feet of snow, what if we ramp this up to about 3.5 feet on that same building? Well, the weight increases. Right now, we've got 17 baby grand pianos on top of the roof. And as we saw in some cases here, we got pretty close to, I mean, we had 40 inches of snow. That's a lot. And if that were to, you know, continue to add up and not melt away, it's conceivable that we could get buildings with 5.5 feet of snow on it. You wouldn't want it, though, because that's about the equivalent of putting a semi-truck on top of your roof. And that is too much snow for most buildings to be able to hold on to. So that's something that we're going to continue to follow. Luckily, a warming trend, so a lot of that snow will be melting away. Alex, over to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, up next, how about a bit more rain for the soaked South? New Orleans, as we take a look at you. All is quiet for now, but we do have that risk for rain showers coming in a little bit later today and into tonight. We'll show you who else will be getting wet next.
Hi, this is Connor. Sorry I missed you. I'm either away from my desk or on another call. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you just as soon as I'm available. Thank you for your patience at this busy time.
Join Princess Cruises for stargazing with Discovery at Sea. Book now for savings up to $1,000 per stateroom, plus up to $600 free onboard spending money. Call your travel consultant or 1-800-PRINCESS. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nelda.
I'm John. We invited you here today to get your honest opinion about this new car. To keep things unbiased, we removed all the badging and logos. So what do you think it is?
I would say Lexus, maybe Acura.
Feels like a BMW.
Let's look at the interior.
Reminds me of the inside of my friend's Lexus.
So this car supports Apple CarPlay.
Siri, open Maps.
Nice.
Wow. She gets me.
Someone really took their time laying this out.
Yeah. This car also has teen driver technology. It even mutes the radio until the seatbelts are buckled. Wow.
My husband could use that. I'm very curious what it is.
What price range would you put this car in?
50 to 65.
The $80,000 bracket.
Well, what if I told you this is the 2016 Chevy Malibu?
This is a Malibu?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
No way, it's a Chevy.
And it sells for? It starts at $22,500.
What? Oh, wow.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, all this technology.
That's a game changer, really. I want one. I'll take the house, too.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jen Carfagno, and the rest of AMHQ.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Sure, TV has evolved over the years. It's gotten squarer, brighter, bigger, thinner, even curvier. But what's next? For all binge watchers, movie geeks, sports freaks, X1 will change the way you experience TV. Call and switch to X1 from Xfinity today.
Get luxury for less at Alpacker Lincoln. Enjoy incredible savings on Lincoln's best-selling models. The new 2016 Lincoln MKX, just $399 a month. Or a 2016 Lincoln Navigator, just $639 a month. Enjoy luxury for less with bottom-line windshield pricing. Only at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember,
before you buy, price Packer.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Progressive. Drivers who switch to Progressive can save nearly $600.
Our next
next item is a genuine Name Your Price tool.
This highly sought-after device from Progressive can be yours for...
20 grand?
No, we are giving it away for just 3 easy payments of $4.99 plus tax.
The lines are blowing up. We've got Deborah from Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, no, it's Flo. You guys realize anyone can use the Name Your Price tool for free on Progressive.com, right? I know it's like they're always on television. What?
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 72. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy. Low 64. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We are taking a live look over Atlanta from the top of the Coca-Cola World Headquarters building. And as you look out over Midtown and portions of downtown Atlanta there, you are seeing a kind of a cloudy sky. Not too bad, though, considering where we were just a couple of days ago, where we had our blizzard. There's some flurries on the back edge of Winter Storm Jonas that got even as far south as Atlanta. But if you've been in Atlanta for the past couple of months or so and thinking that it just feels like it's never going to stop raining, you may be right. It's been really kind of soggy. The normal rainfall that you'd see since December 1st is right about 7 inches or so. We've seen more than double that, 17 inches of rain since December 1st. And here we go again, right? There's going to be another cold front coming into the south. There's going to be some returning moisture, although the moisture return will be limited from where we were from our past couple of systems. That said, there will be enough that as our cold front hangs out through the south, we'll see another round of showers and storms. This front actually slows down in the northern Gulf, and there's a chance it will be able to throw some of that Gulf of Mexico moisture back into the southeast and have it linger in kind of dreary, drizzly type weather. It starts off today back towards the Texas coast, up through Arkansas, maybe western Kentucky with some rain. Remember, the same area that got snow from Jonas now getting rain, so anything that's left is going to be eaten away. The southeast gets into the rain tomorrow. Mississippi, Alabama, North Georgia, the rain really increases for you. We'll continue to follow that rain as we work through Wednesday, right? Steady rains here across the southeast. Heavy at times, especially as you get down towards the I-10 corridor. That's where there could be some steady rain and also some rumbles of thunder mixed in. So the I-10, again, through the Florida Panhandle down through New Orleans, heaviest rain there, 1 to 2 inches. Also, because of our stalled out system here in Florida, that soggy scene continues. Some people could see 3 to 5 inches of rain there. So for Atlanta, Wednesday morning through Thursday, in and out of the showers. Alex.
All right, we move to the Midwest in and around Chicago. Right now, temperatures in the 30s. Remember earlier in the month where we got that just insane cold air that moved on in, ridiculous cold, right? Well, we've warmed things up a bit. I put warm in quotes because, again, 30s is not warm, but it's certainly milder than what you've been dealing with. And we're going to stay mild here over the next few. Let's talk about what's going on right now. 39 in Indianapolis. We got some 50s showing up. Springfield dealing with that. The coldest air, you have to head into the northern plains, upper Midwest to find some 20s at least right now. So here's the midweek, and you can see the orientation of our jet stream, which allows for some cooler air to work in from Canada. But by the time we head to the weekend, look at the jet stream now. Way to the north, that's going to allow for some milder conditions to really take over here for us. So the pattern becoming a bit more what we're going to call zonal here for us across the country. So here's your Thursday. Look at these numbers. Well above average in many cases. Bismarck up to 44 degrees on your Thursday. That's more than 20 degrees above average. We'll keep things going here for us as we continue on through the rest of our end of the week on Friday for us. 38 in Chicago, your high. 50 showing up in St. Louis. The same right around Kansas City as well. These are double digits above your average. Saturday as we get into the weekend, how about some 60s? Oklahoma City, even back over towards Denver, the Mile High City dealing with that. And then on Sunday for you, we continue to deal with the mild weather, at least above average for many of us. So end of the week to the weekend, expecting things to really warm up. Your average high in Chicago is 31 degrees. It looks like Wednesday below that, but then quickly rising, and we'll be into the 40s by the time we get into our Saturday. Another spot, Kansas City, 43 on Wednesday. That'll be your high. So even that's above average, but that's the coolest day for us as we continue to warm heading into the weekend. Mark?
Thanks, Alice. You know, there are big impacts when you get too much snow in one place. We're going to Burtonsville, Maryland now, where we are overseen in a helicopter looking down thanks to WRC. This is a church building that had a roof collapse. You can see that it is one of those flat-roofed buildings. Well, actually, maybe not. As you look on the left side of the screen, there's a pitch to that roof. It just goes to show you that when there's this much snow and that snow doesn't roll down to the gutters and kind of melt away, that you can have big-time impacts. No report of any injuries here. That is the good news. We'll continue to monitor this situation.
You both have a perfect driving record.
Perfect.
No tickets, no accidents.
That is until one of you clips a food truck, ruining your perfect record.
Yeah.
Now, you would think your insurance company would cut you some slack, right?
No, your insurance rates go through the roof. Your perfect record doesn't get you anything.
Anything.
Perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You focus on making great burgers, or building the best houses in town, or becoming the next highly unlikely.com superstar. And us, we'll be right there with you, helping with the questions you need answered to get your brand new business started. We're LegalZoom, and we've already partnered with over 1 million new business owners to do just that. Check us out today to see how you can become one of them. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Shoulders don't just carry pads. They carry your fans' passions, hopes, and dreams, and maybe a chance at greatness. Because shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Oh no, your shower drain is clogged, your bathroom pipe is plugged, and the odor coming from the sink is embarrassing. Stop drain clogs and stinky sinks with Sani-Sticks, the concentrated drain cleaning and sanitation sticks that you drop in the drain once a month to stop backups, clogs, and nasty odors. Look, Sani-Sticks fall and rest in the pipe trap. As water passes through the pipe, the Sani-Stick releases a super concentrated blend of powerful enzymes that break down food, grease, and other organic materials, keeping water flowing and your pipes clean and odor-free. Drop in a Sani-Stick once a month to help repel greasy buildup that can clog drains. Drop in a Sani-Stick once a month in the kitchen sink, bathroom sinks, utility room sink, bathtub drains, mop sinks, and anywhere you want to keep water flowing without plugged pipes and embarrassing odors. Sani-Sticks is 100% safe for plumbing and septic tanks.
With 3 teenage girls in the house, clogged drains were a daily occurrence. But after putting just one Sani-Stick in each drain, the clog stopped, and so did my frustration.
I was really embarrassed by the odors coming from my sink. A friend told me about Sani-Sticks, so I tried them, and wow, no clogging and no smelly sink.
If you've got a clogged drain, you're going to call me and spend about $75 to stop clogged drains before they begin and to save a bundle of time and money. Get Sani-Sticks.
Stop waiting in backed up shower water, plunging and pushing clogged sinks, or paying for professional plumbing repairs. Order Sani-Sticks right now to keep drains flowing strong and smelling fresh all year long. And now a 24-piece set of Sani-Sticks is yours for just $10. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer and send a second set, just pay separate processing and handling. That's 48 Sani-Sticks to protect up to 4 drains in your home all year long. Once a month, just drop in one and you're done. So stop the clogs and embarrassing sink odors before they start with Sani-Sticks. Here's how to order.
To order Sani-Sticks, call 1-800-735-0285. That's 1-800-735-0285 or go to Sani-Sticks.com. Don't delay. Call or click right now.
It's amazing out there to me means, just the beauty of what is around us. A beautiful sunrise, waves crashing on the beach, enjoying that first snowfall of the season, watching a tornado spin in the plains of Oklahoma. And to me, that's what it's amazing out there is.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 72. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy. Low 64. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts. What makes this the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
You need to be off the roads for this storm. I've never been as confident about anything as I am about this one.
Seven to 8 inches and counting already.
Some of the computer models suggest another 20 before all is said and done.
We are up over 7.3 feet here in Atlantic City. High tide happened at 6:43 this morning.
We are in the height of the storm right now in New York City, S+ as we call it. You can't even see the tops of the buildings here in Columbus Circle. It is coming down.
Okay, we're in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. I'm just going to get right to the picture. We're flooded in. We cannot leave our hotel. It's all of the Back Bay flooding. This is the flooding that you're seeing.
It's 2:40, and that really matters if you're in the 5 boroughs of New York City. Take a look at Times Square right now.
Visibility down to 1/8 of a mile. You look down Louisiana Avenue, and it's a whiteout. You can only see about 2 blocks as the snow gets blown by these wind gusts of 30 miles an hour.
Just to give you an idea, conditions have worsened here. We've got a travel ban still in effect. Do want to tell you that New York City is reporting at least 200 crashes, at least 300 vehicles that needed assistance.
And now officially 21.4 inches at Reagan National. It is the second largest snowstorm on record here in the city.
Jonas is now gone. We have records that have been set. The biggest snowstorm of all time at places like JFK, 30.5 inches here at Central Park. Let me show you the roads too, because they're clear as could be. No problems here, at least on the main arteries. And I gotta say, the perfect weather for sledding. Look at this white, fluffy stuff.
Wow, incredible images here from the past weekend here. Winter Storm Jonas. It's half past the hour here on Weather Center Live. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And man, that was quite the storm that we followed. 2 feet plus of snow for so many locations. And we're going to continue to follow exactly what happened as we go through the rest of Weather Center Live.
Man, as you can imagine, of course, there were just insane cancellations, flight cancellations over the weekend. And we are still dealing with cancellations here for today. Look at that across the nation. 1,500 cancellations out there for us. Of course, the majority of those in parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Just brutal, right? Because it takes there's a ripple effect through the air traffic system. All those people that got canceled from flights now have to find new flights. There's just not as many planes, and yet we're still canceling new flights to go because the runways aren't completely cleared yet, and crews aren't in the right spot because of all the delays. It's a mess for a couple of days after a big storm like this.
Yeah, no doubt about it here. So let's just take a trip back into memory lane here. Back on Thursday, where we started to see this thing getting itself together. You can see the big cloud shield associated with it here on the infrared satellite showing up Friday, starting to press its way into the parts of the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, we had some of those big clouds come across the Gulf Coast. We had tornado warnings with that. One of the signatures of a huge winter storm is a good severe side along with it to the south. And then we transitioned to Saturday, where the colors lose some of their tops, but the mesoscale, the smaller scale dynamics were still going strong. And you had big time snows continuing until Sunday when everything shifted off the coast.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was just the duration of the amount of snow that we were dealing with for so many hours, and that's why it piled up. And you can see the snow cover today showing up on the satellite. Pretty picture here across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Yeah, normally we use that to show you cloud cover, but the white snow can reflect the sun the same way. So the visible satellite can actually pick up the snow that's on the ground. And there was a lot of snow on the ground, even back towards the south, where we had big time snows. we're starting to lose some of the, because we're going out in time, but there were 5 to 8 inch snows outside of Little Rock. There was this corridor of 5 to 8 inch snows up through the Boot Heel and into Kentucky as well. And then we really got into the big time snows as we went further east from there.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is. I mean, look at these pink colors showing up. 2 feet plus out there for us. I mean, in some cases, we were talking snows we haven't seen in forever.
Yeah, 40 inches in a couple locations in West Virginia, some of the big winners. But look at this corridor of 3-foot snows just outside D.C. Shellacked, just unbelievable amount of snow.
Yeah, this is one that we will remember for quite some time in and around New York City. This is the one that gets you. Central Park, 26.8 inches. The all-time record is 26.9.
Yeah, 0.1 away from tying the record. If someone just like went near Central Park and blew some snow off the roof into the park, we would have made it. That's how close it was at that point. And then so here you go. There's that list. So close yet so far from the #1 spot of 2006.
Oh, well, all right. Well, we definitely want to show you a bit more of what was taking place with Jonas that really caused some issues in and around the Big Apple.
Yeah, how about this view? This was in New York, of course. The city trucks stuck. That's not a good way to get the plowing done, right? Second largest snowstorm on record, and they needed every single vehicle they could have to be able to clear out these streets.
Yeah, that's not a good thing when the city trucks need help there at that point. So, yeah, scenes like that. Not a fun situation. A little funner here in Central Park. Kids are out getting out the snow balls. That looked more like a snow brick. That thing was huge.
That one would hurt. You know, but people really enjoyed the snow. It was really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in New York City. The streets were closed down because of that travel ban. And so as long as you were avoiding the plows coming through, you were able to walk on the streets of New York City without any car traffic at all, which is unbelievable. And then, of course, Central Park, just a magical scene in the snow in the wintertime.
Indeed. And how about at the airports? This is LaGuardia crews out there trying to clear the snow. I mean, these guys work tirelessly to try to get those runways cleared. Tough task, though, when you're dealing with that much snow for so long.
Yeah, and to get that much snow out of there, they use those industrial strength melters where they just dump the snow into these big melting machines, which then can funnel the water into the storm drains and treat it. It used to be that they would just push the snow basically into the water and into the harbor. Environmentally, not the best idea. And so now they melt it down and treat all those chemicals and road salts and everything to make sure that the environmental impact isn't as high.
Yeah, good idea, no doubt about it. All right, well, the other side, Mark, was that with Jonas, we also had some issues with coastal flooding. And we talked about this before the storm, that there were just going to be intense winds battering of the coast and causing some issues. And this is the scenario here for us in New Jersey.
Yeah, this is Barnegat, right near outside Barnegat Bay. And so that's the kind of the setup in New Jersey. You often have the ocean on one side and the bay or the inlet on the other. And so depending on the wind direction, you're surrounded by water, and these things can happen. Well, the governor of New Jersey was basically saying it was mostly nuisance flooding, but if it was your town, like if you're in Summers Point, it is way more than a nuisance to you.
Yeah, I mean, really incredible that you see, again, the flooding situation, but then the area is covered in the snow as well. Again, this was not from the rain or coming down out there. This was, again, those winds whipping on in and really pushing that water inland.
It's like icebergs going by with that point because you had so much snow at the same time. We also had some of the flooding here. Just look at that. There's some of those ice chunks going by. Simon Brewer actually sent this one out to us. And yeah, you got to have the full-size waders on in order to get around. Cars stuck in the water. Just a messy scene. And plus you had all the kind of the snow blocking the storm drains, so hard to get that water out once it came through.
Yeah, absolutely. So there again, I mean, really a scenario that we're watching things much quieter now for us. You can sort of pick out, tough to see as the visible starts to come out, some of the snow that's still left on the ground there for us there across the region. Temperatures aren't too terrible. We've got mostly 30s up and down the East Coast. You head inland a bit as well, 30s from Buffalo back down towards Pittsburgh.
So some melting from Mother Nature today, right? By tomorrow morning, though, we will be back below freezing in those areas that got some melting during this afternoon today. And so some black ice, some slick sidewalks, anything that doesn't completely clear out and dry up could turn to ice again overnight.
Absolutely. Then we get into tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures warming up again, more 40s to deal with. Now, there is a bit of a weak front that's going to try to swing through, and that could provide us with a few very light showers in these regions.
Rain known as the snow eater. Anytime there's liquid water falling onto snow, it erases that snowpack very quickly.
All right, back in a bit with more on what was Jonas and the next system behind it.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 72. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy. Low 64. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I've got 2 reasons to take care of my heart. That's why I take Meta.
Meta is clinically proven to help lower cholesterol. Try Meta today. And for a tasty heart-healthy snack, try a Meta Health Bar.
Like most of us, you've taken good care of your home over the years. You've worked hard to make sure it's weathered the storms and always looked its best. So when it comes to your retirement years, wouldn't it be great if your home could start taking care of you? Well, it can. A reverse mortgage loan from AAG can help you access your home's equity as tax-free cash and could give you the retirement you've earned. It's money that can eliminate your existing monthly mortgage payments, pay off debt, and get you and your family the financial resources you need. If you're 62 or older and own your home, why not call for a free information pack from AAG with absolutely no obligation? It'll tell you what you need to know about how a reverse mortgage could work for you.
Call 1-800-850-1314 now to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-850-1314. That's 1-800-850-1314.
You'll receive a reverse mortgage guide and discover that it's a loan that your home pays back instead of you making monthly payments, allowing you to stay in the home you love. In the pack, there's also an important all-new reverse mortgage retirement planner that explains the many ways a reverse mortgage can provide stability for your retirement. And we know how important family can be in making these types of decisions. So there's a third guide filled with information for your family and loved ones. It's got what you need to know about reverse mortgages and how they can play a vital role in your retirement plan. For many of us, our home is our biggest asset. Maybe it's time you unlocked that money and started making it work for you. Don't you deserve it? Give AAG a call today.
Call 1-800-850-1314 now to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-850-1314. That's 1-800-850-1314.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
We all love the look of manicured nails, but salons charge a fortune, and doing your nails yourself is such a chore. Ladies, it's time to get naked. Introducing Naked Nails, the new miracle tool that transforms your natural nails from dull and drab to shiny and beautiful in seconds. Watch, it's so easy. First, use the smooth roller to remove ridges and imperfections. Next, switch to the incredible High Shine Roller, and in seconds you will have a high gloss shine that lasts for weeks. The secret is microbuff technology that buffs nails over 30 times per second. The smooth roller gently removes bumps and ridges, while the High Shine Roller glides effortlessly, giving your nails an instant shine that looks like clear polish, but it's not. There's no fumes, no mess, and no drying time.
Wow, this is amazing. I'm used to getting weekly manicures, but this will be so much easier.
Wow, I can't believe the shine on my nails.
This is awesome. It looks like my clear polish, but it's not.
Now, no matter how busy you are, your nails will always look sensational. Men love it too, for neat nails anywhere, anytime. It's also great for prepping nails for polish that lasts and lasts. And yes, it's perfect for pedicures too. It does all the work for you. No more chipped nails, no more expensive, damaging manicures. Now you can get Naked Nails complete with 2 smooth rollers and 2 High Shine Rollers, all for only $14.99 plus shipping and handling. But wait, As a special bonus, you'll get 2 nail shapers, trim and file for the perfect shape. Imagine that's a $60 value, all for only $14.99. Supplies are limited. It's time to get naked. Order Naked Nails today.
Call 1-800-916-3874. That's 1-800-916-3874. Or you can visit us online at nakednails.com. So don't delay. Call or click now.
Welcome back into Weather Center Live as we focus in on the Northwest. And I tell you, we have certainly dealt with some wet conditions here, right? Check out Seattle. Between October and January here, we're now in the top 5 wettest periods here, at least on record. Right now, we're sitting at number 5 with 29.87 inches of rain. You can see what's number 1. That was back in 1955 to 56, 33.73 inches. And we've got rain to add to this. So we will be getting very, very close and inching closer to that top 1 here, wettest period here between October and January. So here's what's going on for the middle part and the latter part of the week. Got a couple of systems there off into the Pacific. Those will be coming on in, and with each one, they'll provide us with more in the way of that rain. Of course, you get into the higher terrain, there'll be a bit of a snow. So here's tomorrow's forecast. We've got it here across a good chunk of western Washington, heading into your Wednesday as well. Still some rain. Looks like the steadiest will be around the Olympic Peninsula. But then here comes the next system for Thursday. Provides us with another shot at some steady rains working down across and into portions of California. Bit of a rain and snow mix as you head east. Idaho and into Montana, you'll be seeing a little bit of that, but it's all wet weather. Seattle, Portland, working down towards even San Francisco. And this is the forecast in terms of how much rain through Friday, getting into the afternoon and evening. There'll be some pockets here of 3 to 5 inches of rain, even 5 to 8 around the Olympic Peninsula. Seattle itself in that 2 to 3 inch range. So you start adding that to what we've seen, and again, we could be getting very close to being the number 1 wettest October through January. This is your forecast. Enjoy your Monday, because the rest of the week, it's a soggy time. Mark?
And Alex, we're going back to the Jersey coast now. Rahima Ellis is in Wildwood, New Jersey. Storm surge from Winter Storm Jonas being compared by some to damage like you would see during a hurricane. Rahima, good afternoon to you. Set the scene for us here. What happened with the water rise behind you?
The water came up to areas and places where they did not want it to be. Look over here. This was a playground. Now it's really an area of destruction. And what was sand is all now mud. And the swings and everything that they had here for children is gone. What I'm standing on now, this landing, was supposed to be protected by a bulkhead. But we're going to pan the camera over a little bit and show you where the bulkhead is now. The bulkhead is on the beach. A couple of hours ago, this was all water. The water is now receding, and I can tell it's a beach. Before, I just had to take the word of the people who live there, who live here, because this was covered in water. Let me pan down a little bit more and show you something that we've got here. I'm told by the locals that this is sea hay. It doesn't belong here. This came from a section that is way off in the distance. All of this happened as a result of what you know very well, and that is the fierce, fierce winds that they had racing through this area. One of the town officials said the kind of damage that they've suffered here, in his words, is catastrophic. He said that the water came up in some places it was 2 feet, and other feet it was 6 feet high. And people were just holding on, hoping that their houses wouldn't float away, but again, they weren't looking at snow from this storm. They were looking at water, and they got a lot of it. Now they're trying to clean up and assess the damage and hopefully put this place back to normal. I am told they are determined it will be back to normal in the coming weeks.
All right, Rahima, thanks so much for that update. I know there's a big push up and down the Jersey coast to kind of re-put in the sand dune network that is supposed to protect a lot of these locations. Real quick, is anyone talking about that in your area? We have about 10 seconds or so.
They haven't said it exactly, but they say they want to do whatever is necessary to try to protect this community from the next storm.
All right. Thanks so much for that report. You know, that's just one of those environmental things that the New Jersey's trying to do to reinstate those sand dunes that over time, for whatever reason, whether by weather or by development, had basically been taken away from the Jersey coast. So that's one thing that could protect us in a changing world with more storms in the future to get those natural barriers back.
We always were told we were German. We were in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen, so I just started poking around on Ancestry. Then I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. It turns out I'm Scottish. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Your brain is an amazing thing. But as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise.
We've got a lot going on this morning.
Definitely see what kind of pattern we've had.
So start your morning routine with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jan Carfagna, and the rest of AMHQ.
It is a team here at the Weather Channel, and an awesome team at that.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 72. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low 64. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me. Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
I did it. I joined eHarmony.
Oh, well, you'll be filling out questions forever.
It took no time. And I've already seen some great guys.
Yeah, I can get my dates.
How's that going?
eHarmony's helped over 1 million people get married.
Sign me up.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
Dave, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta take a sick day tomorrow.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take NyQuil Severe, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
You wouldn't believe some of the things you spend 3 minutes doing. At Safe Auto, 3 minutes is all we need to get you a free quote for the right car insurance for about $3 a day. Nailed it! Safe Auto. Call, click, and enjoy the road ahead.
Today, my mom has a cell phone she actually enjoys using, the Jitterbug. It's so easy to use. It has big buttons and a powerful speaker.
And with Great Call's exclusive 5-star service, one touch and you'll be immediately connected to 5-star agents who can confirm your location and get you the help you need.
Service starts at just $14.99 a month. Buy a Jitterbug today, and you can get twice the monthly minutes for life at Best Buy, Rite Aid, or Sears.
You know, there's a fast, easy way to borrow. RiseCredit.com. With $500 to $5,000 in your account as soon as tomorrow. And with rates that actually go down over time, you can apply with confidence. Visit RiseCredit.com today.
Depression is a serious medical condition. I feel like I have to wind myself up to deal with the sadness, the loss of interest, the lack of energy.
Ask your doctor about Pristique, a prescription medicine proven to treat depression. Pristique is thought to work by affecting the levels of 2 chemicals in the brain, serotonin and norepinephrine. Tell your doctor right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase suicidal thoughts and behaviors in children, teens, and young adults. Pristiq is not approved for children under 18. Do not take Pristiq with MAOIs. Taking Pristiq with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all your medications, including those for migraine, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Pristiq may cause or worsen high blood pressure or cause visual and other eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have heart disease or before you reduce or stop taking Pristiq. Side effects may include nausea, dizziness, and sweating.
For me, Pristiq is a key in helping me treat my depression.
Line at getnotout.com.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
A winter storm Jonas slamming New York City with more than 2 feet of snow. Central Park coming within 1/10 of an inch of setting a new all-time record. So close. Well, flights began leaving out of New York, the area airports on Sunday afternoon. There were a number of cancellations, and well, there are many again today. And Jonas showing no love for the city of brotherly love. Yeah, this was actually some video taken by a drone of snow blanketing the roads in and around Philly. At one point, more than 500 vehicles were stranded on the Pennsylvania Turnpike near Bedford. What a mess that is for sure, but a pretty scene as you look from the sky. Blue sky and the snow on the ground. Not too bad at all. All right, let's see what's going on. What else is out there with our winter weather update now with Mark?
Yeah, and you know, people are already hearing rumbles of another storm coming at about the same point this week as we had last week. Here to kind of show you what we know now and what still is under question. And so we look at lots of models out there in the weather world. Two of the big ones, the global models, the U.S. and the European. We'll start with the U.S. model, I should say. And notice we have this dip in the jet stream by Thursday into Friday and an area of low pressure forming here. The U.S. model keeps us mostly off the coast and maybe New England seeing a few snow showers. Slightly different story when it comes to the European model. It is a little slower. So that's part one. And it's also a little bit closer to the coastline. And so as we run this forward, notice the area of low pressure develops almost at the Outer Banks. And we do have some impacts here across New England with a much slower and much deeper area of low pressure. Now, I will say that some of the latest trends from the European does kind of bend that precipitation back towards New England and give you kind of a New England big deal snow by Friday. So the Weather Channel official forecast right now is putting in a little bit of that icy mix across Virginia, but then really kind of ramping up that snow for coastal portions of New England by Friday into Friday night. Now, that doesn't mean we won't have any precipitation from D.C. to New York, but right now it appears that the best chance for big time snows could be from Boston up through Portland, Maine. So this is a slightly different track, slightly different beast, and we'll have to fine tune this as we go through the rest of the week, that's for sure. So there is that potential. Snow forecast ending Friday. Again, here's that potential for the moderate to heavy snow. Also notice a little bit of a band of moderate snow for the Jersey Shore. Hopefully it's not exactly overlined on the same areas that are still dealing with the past storm, but it's something that we do have to watch carefully. Right now, we've got a clipper system that's moving through the Midwest. Generally light snow there along the I-94 corridor and portions of 35 as well from the Dakotas into Minnesota. Then in Nebraska, I-80. Heading towards Omaha, you might be in and out of some of those snow showers. And as we go through the rest of the day, it's mostly real light, real fast-moving snow that'll go through the Midwest, only amounting to an inch or two for most locations. Alex, over to you.
All right. Well, you know, the nation's capital buried under more than 2 feet of snow. Some areas surpassing 30 inches, crippling any type of travel, that's for sure. However, there was a bit of controversy surrounding the measurement of snow at the airport, at National out there for you. You think, how did that happen? You know, a simple process of just measuring snow. Well, it's more than just sticking a ruler into the ground and measuring what you get. There's actually a process that takes place. They actually use a snow measuring board here for you, and that can be simply a piece of plywood that's painted white. You put it in an open area, and that really helps to reduce basically the wind effects and any drifting that may occur as well. And what happens is they put the board down and then they take an observation every 6 hours. And that is where the controversy takes place here at National. The board was placed down. 6 hours later, took a measurement, but then eventually there was a point where they couldn't find that board. So what do you do at that point? Well, they had to actually do another measuring system where they ended up taking different measurements here and there and then averaging that together. So that may have contaminated what we actually dealt with and saw officially there at National Airport. So it looks like, Mark, this snowstorm is going to have a little bit of an asterisk next to that number.
Yeah, I know some National Weather Service offices will use a bigger board and clear out half of it every hour. And so one is a 6-hour measurement, one's an hourly one. We've got more snow talk coming up. The northern states could have more. Minneapolis seeing some snow showers. We'll follow the Clipper. We'll go back to Jonas. Lots of snow to talk about still.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy, high 72, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low 64, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, high 77, winds south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.